Hey, can you hear me? Are you okay? You seem pretty out of it. To be honest, I'm also... No, the fans feel the same too. Since we suddenly got put in this summer vacation. Hey, are you listening?
Nagito? Where did you come from? I thought you were... Wait, where were you? I haven't seen you in months!
I was going back through the channel the other day, looking for evidence to prove my innocence in court, again, when I realized we never uploaded our final video. So I figured we should probably get on that. You wouldn't want to abandon your title of Ultimate Video Editor and leave all our fans in despair now, would you?
Of course not. Well, the video is on my desktop back at home, so I haven't had access to it since we've been on vacation, and...
You really think I'd fall for such a pathetically hopeless excuse like that? I have people, you know. Your PC should arrive on Jabberwock within the hour. I even made sure they packed your weird 3D glasses.
They're blue light glasses, and... Wait, is that a camera? Are you recording this?
Not anymore.
Dom Yeet26 asks, if dogs laid eggs, would you eat those eggs?
Probably.
Probably not.
Next question. Me Tablia asks, can you make a last quick top 5 list to wrap things up? It can be about anything. I just think it'd be kinda neat to end with one top 5 list. Okay, here's 5 reasons why I will not do that. Number 5, I don't want to. Number 4, it would take too long. Number 3, you said lat instead of last. Number 2, I don't want to. Number 1, the list is complete. Hope you enjoyed it.
What? Didn't you pick this comment, Nagito? Why would you...
Dusty the Yena asks, what's your favorite chicken breed? What a great question. After a little research, I would have to say that my favorite breed of chicken has to be the Easter egger. As the name implies, their eggs can be a variety of colors, even ones such as green, blue, and pink. Plus, just look at them. What a hopeful cock.
Jocelyn Threadgill asks, Nagito and or Hajime, do you hold a grudge against Kokichi for what he did? If so, why? Both. Are there any video ideas that you had that you never posted? If so, why?
Not at all. I meant what I said about him being the second most despairing person I've ever met, of course. But I've decided not to waste my remaining time on Earth with hopeless grudges that change nothing.
I still don't know what you mean by... well, whatever. I guess I'm still pretty pissed at him, but since the channel is ending anyway, he ended up giving us a pretty, energetic finale. And as for your second question, there's plenty. Nagito and I drafted a lot of scripts that never saw the light of day, probably almost as many as we actually used.
We were up for hours planning out that top 5 allegation script, but as I said earlier, there are some things that should just stay buried. Cheesy Puffs 90 asks, Nagito, how big is Hajime's his despair? Now, even as a reserve corps student, Hajime is still a vassal of hope. I'm sure of it. Of course, it doesn't compare to an ultimate, but...
Nagito, before you go any further, that's not even how you spell despair. It starts with D-E, not D-I.
Oh, so you're actually a despair enjoyer then? Only those who follow it would surely know how to spell its name.
It's like an elementary school level word.
Well, I never learned it. I ripped that page out of my dictionary as soon as I saw it.
You seriously need to go to therapy. Quicks and Queens 114 asks, if, hypothetically, you were placed in a game where you and your classmates found yourselves trapped in a school or an island, and the only way out is to murder one of your classmates and get away with it, what would you do?
What a ridiculous hypothetical. What is it with these kids and wanting to kill each other? What is modern society teaching you these days?
Between this and those fan games you found several months ago, I think it's about time I give the ultimate copyright infringement lawyer another ring.
Core asks, how long are your fingers? Yeah, pretty long. I have absolutely no idea why you would ask this question. Moving on.
Gray Gordon asks, Nagito, have you made amends with the other guests that you've emotionally hurt?
Oh, of course. It was one of the first things I saw to after taking the channel back. Most of my classmates forgave me right away, although some apologies went smoother than others.
We're still working to get some restraining orders removed, but progress is progress, I suppose.
Sukapants asks, Dear Nagito, how many licks does it really take to get to the center of a Tootsie Pop? It depends. There's a lot of factors that go into these types of things, like individual saliva composition and initial Tootsie Pop size. My rough estimate is at least 5, but no greater than 26,000. Next question.
Bella the Pinhead asks, is there a student at Hope's Peak who wanted to collaborate in a top 5 list but wasn't able to film? If so, who? And what would they have ranked?
Well, there was one student for which we had the whole script written and planned out, but unfortunately they refused to join us. That being Fuyuhiko with Top 5 Crimes. No matter what we did, we just couldn't manage to convince him to join us. How despair-inducing.
I still have the stitches from my last encounter.
You too, huh? Emerald Kick asks, will Nagito ever start a secret rap career? Roll the tape. I'm beginning to feel like a hope god. All my classmates from the gym to the ropes knot. Now who thinks their hopes are strong enough to dash mine? They said I rap like a robot, so call me Rapbot. But for me to rap like Kibo, it must be in my genes. Started with my laptop and my class cons. And channel go off when I half cock it. You can't knock the no ad profit. Made a living and a killing off it. Ever since Kamakura was still in office. All the way to our school's Jabberwock trip. I'm an MC, still as honest, but as rude and as indecent as all hell. Syllable skillaholic. This flippity dippity hippity hip hop, you don't really want to get into a showdown with this rappity brat packing a bomb threat in the rafters of gym class. Yap yap yakety yakety yak knack. The exact same time I attempt these lyrical acrobat stunts while I'm practicing that, I'll still be able to break out a blade lock over a disparaging argument and slash it in half.
Marmar Mia asks, which video was your favorite to produce? Any funny behind-the-scenes memories to share?
I could never pick a favorite. It would be like choosing a favorite child. And for behind-the-scenes moments, well, we've had plenty. Mikon messing up her lines incessantly, trying to do that amazing Heelys trick at the end of Top 5 Shoes, and even the time Taka was choosing my very professional wardrobe. Such good times. It You asks, why are you and Hajime constantly in a white background? Like, where you at? Oh, this is just a green screen. There were a bunch of spares laying around in one of the classrooms, so I took it with me right before our summer trip and started messing around with video production. This thing has held out since Top 5 Bagels, although we did have some issues with it at first.
I still don't know why you insist on using this thing. Every single video we've made has a plain white background, and we always film it live, so why even... whatever. Jello Flugrath asks, Hajime, do you really like orange juice as much as the fans say you do? Nagito, this is more of a request than a question, but can you make a ringtone for your fans? Well, it is my favorite drink. I still miss Teru Teru's freshly squeezed OJ from back on Jabberwock Island. Unfortunately, the Hope's Peak Dining Hall can't do it justice. But to answer your question, I'm not sure why everyone talks about it so much. It seems like a much more normal choice when compared to Nagito's anomalous energy drink mixtures, at least.
And as for the ringtone, of course, here you go. Hello there, Nagito Komaeda here to say that you should probably pick up your phone. Getting sent to voicemail is not hopeful. You wouldn't want to leave your caller in despair. If you want to download this, the link is in the description.
Dark Sonic YT asks, Hajime, why didn't you just take over the channel when Nagito was depressed, or when he was ending the channel, like right now? This is a great question, and I'm glad you asked this. As much as I would have enjoyed making my own content, it just didn't feel right knowing how depressed Nagito was at the time. You see, all of these videos are made and written by both of us, together. Aside from the one exception, it's always been a collaborative effort, and I wouldn't have felt at ease continuing without him, especially considering the awful state he was in at the time. It just wouldn't have been the same. Hopefully that clears things up.
I think Hajime has vastly overstated my role in scripting here, but I'm glad he waited on me nonetheless. Potato asks, best pie flavor? Hard choice. I agree that lemon meringue is up there, but continuing my love for all things green, I'll have to say my favorite is key lime pie. Its beautiful presentation and unique taste make it the ultimate pie flavor.
I'm starting to think you're just making up reasons to call things ultimate at this point.
Things other than you, that is. Is That Toast asks, I have seen many people throughout the internet ask for the sauce. Clearly the meaning behind this is that there's an underground distributor of Nagito's special sauce. Are you affiliated with this distributor in any way, or has an unrelated party picked up where you left off? First off, I'm unclear as to what sauce you could possibly be referring to. Is that toast? I have never endorsed a product under my name as Nagito's. And even then, why would I ever be distributing said product through outside sources? There are certain powers that would be likely to take major legal action against me if I did such a thing, and I know way better than to defy them. Let's just move on to the next question now.
The Meme Goddess asks, what is your favorite Pokemon? I hope this hasn't been asked already. If you want to know mine, it's either Torterra or Giratina.
Oh, I didn't realize that we hadn't spoken about this on the show proper. I know this was asked on our Discord server some months ago, and I actually gave my thoughts on Pokemon for our Patreon series, but I'm happy to answer it again. My favorite Pokemon is Spiritomb. It was pretty OP prior to Gen 6, and the journey I took to catch it is still one of my cherished childhood memories.
He stole my DS to farm for the remaining underground encounters.
Sure did.
Anyways, my favorite is Torterra as well. Good question, and thank you for the compliment.
Sumiriva asks, hey Nagito, what was the only way to prevent the despair disease? I've been meaning to get to this, so according to my research, Sylveon Pokemon, home of the Little Eevees, says, here's something hopeful. Our lives are like bread. When we were born, we are wheat. When we are growing up, we are yeast turning into bread. When we were adults, we are bread. When we die, we are eaten like bread. So true. Wow, we're really stretching for these comments now, huh? I hope the next one makes a little more sense.
Zidane Squall Oriost asks, hopefully this hasn't been asked before, but for Nagito, what's your favorite wrench type?
It certainly hasn't been asked before. Thanks for the unique question. Let me see. Oh, right. I was actually assisting Kazuichi with a project the other day, and he had a brand new set of Nipex wrenches on hand. I know I wasn't supposed to touch them, but let me tell you, there's nothing like a precision machine set of German-engineered wrenches. It's like living in the lap of mechanical luxury.
Oh, so that's what Kazuichi was talking about when he said he got his wrenches stolen. I mean, I figured it was you anyways, but I guess that confirms it. You know he's probably going to see this episode, right?
I wonder how much flights to Germany are these days. Plaza Flea says, you cannot respond. There is no question here. I win. Question mark asks, Nagito, are you gonna miss the channel? Of course. I think ending anything at the right time means that it's difficult to do. There's always a possibility of continuing all the fun, but any kind of show will eventually become repetitive and derivative if it never ends. It's very bittersweet for Hajime and I, but combined with the personal sense of completion I feel about the channel, I wouldn't have it any other way. I'm just glad you all enjoyed it.
I couldn't agree more. As much as I've complained about editing and staying up late, it's always worth it when I read the comments of everyone who enjoys what we do. Frankly, I'm still surprised you all actually do genuinely enjoy these videos, but that's not for me to judge. Thanks for the question. Prompt K Luna Krishnan asks, Nagito, do you have any hopeful advice to your fans who have to now live their despairing lives without your hopeful videos?
Great question. My answer here goes out to all of our viewers of hope who have been filled with despair at the ending of the channel. Make something yourself. I know that it can be daunting to start a YouTube channel, or any hobby for that matter, but Hajime and I started from basically nothing, and look where we are now. We never had a plan at the beginning, and never expected things to get as big as they are now. All we did was make content we enjoyed making, while having hope that others would enjoy it too. So for all our despairing viewers, channel your despair into hope by making something others will enjoy in kind. And finally, Draconic Sorcerer says, thank you for all the memories. I've loved watching this channel grow from the mere around 11 subscribers you had when I first stumbled upon you. Sayonara, Nagito and Hajime, and may your future endeavors be fruitful. And thank you for watching. It has been an honor to go on this journey with amazing viewers such as yourself. It's astounding to look back on how far we've come and the journeys we've been on with you all. We genuinely could not have done this without the support of our fans. The energy and love we've felt has been immense, and there are no words to express the massive amount of hope that feeling brings.
Agreed. Thank you all for sticking with us through everything, even up to the very end. From the first video to the last, it's been quite the trip, and it's only because of you guys that we've gotten this far. Thank you.
And, well, that's it. I think we've pretty much said all we wanted to. Unfortunately, that means it's time for us to say goodbye. This has been the closest to true hope that I have ever obtained, and it'll be hard to see it gone. But it's time to let go. Thank you, everyone. Ready, Hajime?
Yeah. Remember to like and subscribe for a hopeful future. Bye now.